Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Arsenal officially announced that Martinelli has signed a new contract until 2027. The January transfer window shut over 2 days ago, but Arsenal fans still have some good news coming their way. Gabriel Martinelli has signed a new contract. The talented Brazilian has been one of the Gunners' best players this season. His performances on the left flank have been brilliant, and he is a nightmare to defend against. Arsenal have been trying to tie Martinelli down to a new deal for a while now, and it looks like Edu and Mikel Arteta have finally pulled it off. Arsenal signed Gabriel Martinelli from fourth-tier Brazilian side Ituano for just £6 million back in the summer of 2019. Nobody really knew who he was, but the youngster hit the ground running under Unai Emery. He ended his debut campaign with 10 goals and 4 assists in just 15 starts, and everybody knew Arsenal had signed a star. The incredible Martinelli has gone up a level this season and is one of the best left wingers in the Premier League. He has 7 goals and 3 assists to his name in all competitions and has played a major part in helping Arsenal go 5 points clear of Manchester City at the top of the Premier League table. Martinelli's current contract was set to expire at the end of next season, although the Gunners had the option to extend that by 2 more years. It was important for them to hand him a new long-term deal. Edu and Arteta did that not too long ago, and now it's completely done. Martinelli has signed a new deal until the summer of 2027, and Arsenal have an option to extend that by another year as well. Takehiro Tomiyasu talks game time and delivers Ben White verdict. Arsenal star Takehiro Tomiyasu has spoken about his lack of starts at the Emirates this season in conversation with Goal.com. The Gunners fullback also gave his verdict on Ben White, who has been keeping him out of the Arsenal starting 11. Tomiyasu was the undisputed first choice at right back last season and was one of the Gunners' most consistent performers. However, the Japan international missed most of pre-season due to injury, prompting Mikel Arteta to play White at right back. The 25-year-old, who made his name as a centre-back, shone in the new position and became first choice on the right-hand side. Tomiyasu has made just 4 Premier League starts this term, but has still clocked up 23 appearances in all competitions. In addition, he is usually the first substitute Arsenal make in games, testament to Arteta's continued faith in him. Tomiyasu acknowledges that you have to accept the reality about White, who has been in superb form. He also stressed that he just wants to help the team out, whether he is a starter or a substitute. Tomiyasu told Charles Watts the following: "You have to accept the reality. Ben White has been doing very well. He is fantastic. Of course, I want to play from the start. The only thing I can do is prove my value on the pitch and show what I can do. I just want to help the team. It doesn't matter if I am playing from the start or not. When I am on the pitch, I give everything." Although it's a shame seeing Tomiyasu struggling for starts, his attitude is emblematic of Arsenal's successes so far this season. The Gunners have been superb this term and are hoping to finally win the Premier League title for the first time since 2004. With competition so fierce within the Arsenal ranks, there will undoubtedly be some disappointment regarding high-quality players who'd be starting for most other teams. It's not ideal for some individuals, but for the manager and team, it's a great headache to have. And when you have players like Tomiyasu praising their competitors and pledging to give their all for the team, that's what winning teams are made of. Arsenal confirm Reiss Nelson is back in training after injury. Arsenal have confirmed on their Twitter account that Reiss Nelson is back in training after spending the last few weeks out with injury. Nelson has not played for the Gunners since before the World Cup. He had shown in their mid-season friendlies, but then suffered a hamstring injury in the defeat to Juventus, as reported by Football London. Mikel Arteta issued a concerning update on the winger. He suggested that he was unable to provide a time frame for when Nelson will be back in the fold. Of course, it was a setback for the Gunners. While Nelson has not been a regular in the Arsenal side, he has shown some promising signs in more recent months. It certainly appeared that he may be ready to make an impact after the World Cup. The good news is that it appears that it may not be too long before Nelson is back available to Arteta. Arsenal have posted a photo on their Twitter account showing Nelson back on the training ground at London Colney, and judging by the fact that he has been pictured with Adin Ketia, it would appear that he is back working with the group. It's going to be a big ask for Nelson to break back into the side. Arsenal have so much depth in the final third, and they have added to their options with the January signing of Leandro Trossard. But Nelson has shown in the past that he can make an impact at the highest level. He is still a work in progress, and there have been times where it has appeared that his long-term future may lie elsewhere. However, he looked raring to go in the friendlies, so he will be desperate to make an impact in the coming months. Journalist lauds Arsenal loanee Balogun. French football journalist Julien Laurent has told the Gap and Jules Show podcast that Folarin Balogun has everything as the Arsenal loanee continues to take League One by storm this season. Balogun has had an unbelievable time across the channel. He joined Rams as Arsenal signed Gabriel Jesus ahead of the Premier League title challenge. The 21-year-old has an outstanding record for the Gunners' youth sides. However, he is yet to really prove himself in the first team. But any doubts over whether he would be able to step up in senior football have been put to bed emphatically this season. Balogun is now the top goal scorer in the French top flight this season. He has scored 14 goals in 20 games for Rams, and he went to the top of the scoring charts with a hat-trick in Wednesday's 4-2 victory over Lorient. And the journalist suggested that Balogun is leaving Mikel Arteta with something of a dilemma ahead of his return to North London in the summer, as he praised the striker and what he has shown while he has been away from the Gunners. He told the Gab and Jules Show the following: "Incredible, the Arsenal striker on loan at Ram, having the season of his life. He is 21, he scored a hat-trick in 20 minutes last night against Lorient. Wow, 14 goals and the confidence is high. He's got everything. He's been amazing. Really, really amazing. I don't know what Arsenal do now. Do you bring him back? Do you loan him again? Like I said, he is 21. Do you integrate him into your squad for next season with Gabriel Jesus and Nketiah? But how much is he going to play?" There will be a question mark over what happens next with Balogun, but one thing that will not be in doubt is that Arsenal will have plans in place for the youngster. It's almost easy to forget now, but William Saliba was in League One last season. Arsenal really took their time before bringing the centre-back into their fold, and that patience has reaped massive rewards with Saliba proving to be one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. So, it may not be next season that Arsenal reintroduce Balogun back into the fold. They have real depth up front, but the Gunners will surely have a real idea of what they will do with the forward to make sure that he realizes his frightening potential. David Ornstein says Arsenal camp thinks Jorginho is fantastic signing. David Ornstein has told the Athletic Football podcast that the Arsenal camp reacted positively to the signing of Jorginho. The Gunners landed the Italy international from Chelsea on transfer deadline day for a reported £12 million fee. Jorginho signed an 18-month contract at Arsenal with an option to extend for a further year. Mikel Arteta and Edu has been looking for a new midfielder during the January transfer window, with Mohamed El Neni recovering from a knee injury and Thomas Partey having an injury scare. Arsenal had to act. Ornstein said there was initial skepticism around the camp as reports were doing the rounds. Arsenal previously signed Willian and David Luiz from Chelsea, and they weren't exactly a roaring success. However, when news of his signing started to filter around the camp, the reaction was really positive among the players and staff. They certainly think this is a canny signing, said Ornstein. There was an initial skepticism of the basis of his age, which is a throwback to Arsenal signing others from Chelsea like Willian and David Luiz in a time where they were not so good. Arsenal like Jorginho. Mikel Arteta was a part of the Man City hierarchy that tried to sign him from Napoli. Arsenal then tried to sign him a few years ago. We have seen him embracing Jorginho as he is left the pitch in the past. We know he is a high level player. When the news started to filter through to the playing squad and staff, I generated a really positive response because players and staff know quality players. The view was that he has a fantastic technical level and tactical level and vast experience. The initial skepticism was understandable. David Luiz and Willian joined when Arsenal were struggling and they became surplus to requirements at Chelsea. Obviously, things have changed since then. Arsenal are now doing much better than their West London rivals, and the Jorginho signing makes sense. He is an experienced player who knows how to handle the pressure at the top of the table and in the cup knockouts. With Arsenal boasting such a young squad, Jorginho is a much needed addition to the squad and the dressing room. Obviously, it's not just about his experience and leadership, he is also a quality player who plays in a position that needs bolstering. David Ornstein makes a claim about Arsenal and the Chelsea target Declan Rice. The Athletic's David Ornstein believes there could be another huge transfer battle between Arsenal and Chelsea in the summer, this time for the signing of Declan Rice. The two London clubs locked horns on more than just one deal last month. Mykhailo Mudryk was the one who made the most headlines. Up next, it could be Rice. Declan Rice is a player who has been heavily linked with a move to the both sides. Reports have even revealed that he is Arsenal's priority target for the summer. Ornstein has now claimed that other clubs could well be in the mix for the Englishman, but as things stand, it's set to be another big battle between Arsenal and Chelsea. Speaking about Rice on the Athletic Football podcast, Ornstein said, "We need to keep an eye on other clubs like Manchester United, who have often been linked with Declan Rice, but also who will be the ownership at the time, and are they still in the market to bolster their midfield in a way that we have been led to believe in recent years, because they have been short of top midfield options until the arrival of Casemiro. Manchester City, I don't sense that they are strong on Declan Rice, but if Ilkay Gundogan leaves, then clearly there is a need. It's just the sense you get, which can of course change. Maybe it's an Arsenal-Chelsea toss-up for Declan Rice as things stand. The Jorginho deal very much means a high-profile, high-level number 6 is going to be on the agenda for Arsenal as things stand. Just last summer, West Ham made it clear to everyone that Rice would cost an outrageous fee. The Englishman's price was said to be in excess of £100 million, but that figure will come down. Rice will enter the final year of his contract at West Ham at the end of the season, and Ornstein expects him to be available for a bit less than £100 million. The journalist revealed he has been informed by people in the industry that Rice can be signed this summer for a fee between £75 million and £85 million. That's still more than what Arsenal paid for their record signing Nicolas Pepe, but they should have no problem affording that figure, especially if they win the title this season. Arsenal likely to reignite interest in Caicedo in the summer window. Although Arsenal did land a January deadline day signing after agreeing a deal with Chelsea for midfielder Jorginho, the Italian was not Mikel Arteta's first choice. Targeting Brighton and Hove Albion's Moses Caicedo, the Gunners went all out to bring the 21-year-old to the Emirates stadium. It wasn't to be though, and despite issuing a public come-and-get-me plea on his social media, the Seagulls refused to part with their prized asset. However, according to journalist Betty O'Rourke, even though Arsenal were unable to bring the Ecuadorian midfielder to London last month, Arteta is likely to reignite his interest during the summer transfer window. O'Rourke told Give Me Sport, Moses Caicedo obviously admitted in a social media post that he would be keen to move on from Brighton and he wanted the opportunity to join a top club like Arsenal or Chelsea. I am sure Arsenal's interest will remain, and it's a deal that they will try to rekindle in the summer. Come the time of the summer window, Caicedo will have just 2 years left on his deal, and judging by his eagerness to join the Premier League leaders, it seems highly unlikely he will sign an extension. So the end of the season could be one of Brighton's last chances to recoup a decent fee. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.